What's going on, Walking Dead family? I'm the Viking. This is my review, recap, and breakdown for The Walking Dead World Beyond Season 2, Episode 4. But guys, first, make sure you subscribe to the channel for all this movie, TV, news, reviews, trailer reactions, all that good stuff. And follow me at Movies That Matter on all my social media accounts for all this breaking news and my reaction to it. So let's get into this review. The Walking Dead World Beyond is in its last season. And it's very, very slow paced in my opinion. I was expecting a lot more. Jadis, Rick information, more CRM, and we're slowly getting it, but this episode right here is probably my least favourite. It was just very slow. It was a lot of talking of stuff that we already know. We already know that Percy hates Hook and wants to kill her. We already know that the CRM are bad. But this episode was kind of like Iris, Will, and Felix trying to prove to Hook that the CRM is bad, and they're just not to be trusted. But Hook, of course, doesn't want to believe this because she thinks my mother would have told me. But we open up this episode with a flashback of Hook being picked up at Omaha because she was undercover there. She was undercover at the campus colony. She was playing a double agent for all these people. She was a mole to see what exactly is going on in these communities, and then the CRM would know and then maybe act on things then. But yeah, she's picked up, and that's Omaha City right there. And of course, the CRM wiped out that entire community just like they did with the campus colony. But you have Elton, who sees that Hook is there, Percy as well, but they don't want to show themselves because they don't trust Hook. And of course, Percy wants to kill Hook because she killed his uncle, and he's angry, and he's every right to be angry in my opinion. But yeah, there's some hugs between Iris and Hope, the two sisters reunited, between Felix and Hope, but no hugs for Hook because of what she did. But then we cut back to Silas and his job, like walker cleanup, and how they attract the walkers is pretty cool. Kind of like fireworks, music. The walkers come, they shoot them all down, they kill them all, and then they clean up. It's a good way of getting rid of the dead from the world. But this was a badass walker right here. It was a walker that was kind of mixed up with another person, another walker, their skeleton, and they kind of had a head. Looked like they were carrying the head. That was pretty badass. Also a half moon Easter egg of Beta, because remember, he was a country singer before we started wearing dead people's faces. That's pretty funny and pretty cool. But Hook doesn't want to believe any of this, and Felix is rightfully pissed off at Hook because she lied to him. They were friends, and her name was Jennifer when it's not. And Felix is a pretty funny way of getting towards Hook in this episode. Keeps calling her Jennifer, so I did like that. It was pretty funny. And Hope is trying to convince Iris to come back to the CRM, but she doesn't want to do it because she does not trust them. She does not want to go in there without a way to get out. Then Elton discovers these medicine supplies from the CRM because the logo is on absolutely everything. And then back with Silas, the group that he works with, they put him into this kind of carnival, I think it is, and Silas has to fight his way out, and it's a way for him to show his work, or it's like a test or something like that. But then there's a really interesting conversation here between Hope and Iris, and the fire in between is that like symbolism that we could get the two of them head to head as this season goes on. And then I thought that Felix was going to kill Hook, but no, he just wanted to know what it felt like. He put this walker in her face. So I don't think this relationship between the two is going to get better unless maybe Hook sacrifices herself for Felix. Or maybe Felix will end up sacrificing himself for Hook. They did have a really strong friendship. But then back at the carnival, kind of weird place that Silas was put into, it just shows that Silas still has that rage. He hasn't lost it. When he needs to turn it on, he can. It kind of maybe shows that he's able to control it now, instead of not being able to control it. And he takes down these walkers easily. No problem from him whatsoever. And then those guys that he works with kind of come in and say, well done, buddy. And Silas is pretty pissed off because, like, why would you do this? Why would you put me in here like this? And so he just leaves without saying a word. And then we get to see kind of a flashback with Dennis, who is Hook's love interest. I think they were married as well. And then the two of them kind of got separated. They were both exiled in a way of speaking. Hook was put undercover while Dennis was put kind of in cleanup duty. But then Percy there with a sniper who wants to take Hook out, he wants to kill her. But then Will is there because Will's also hiding from Hook as well, because they don't know in what way can they trust Hook. So you got Will hiding, you got Percy hiding, but then Percy has to he has to hold his shot because Will gets in the way. So Will kind of sacrifices his own kind of safety, his own kind of knowledge towards Hook that he is alive and he is out and about. So Percy can't shoot because then he's going to kill Will. So I do like Percy a lot. He's a character I actually really do like. I understand where he's coming from, but killing Hook would put them all in danger, especially the Pyramid community, because CRM and Elizabeth were wondering, where the hell is Hook? And then Elizabeth would just wipe out this entire community and kill everybody because her daughter has just been killed. Then Elton mentions to Asha that he found supplies from the CRM, and Asha has to lie to Elton that she is sick and gets this medicine from the CRM, but actually it's her mother who is sick and she doesn't want to tell Elton because of a certain reason that we'll probably find out in the next episode. Then we get Percy and Iris, they get to kiss, pretty sweet moment there. And then Hope kind of gets this package or this kind of letter or this message from Mason: good hanging out with you, rematch. So I think that Hope will want to stay at the CRM because life doesn't seem that bad there. They have safety, her family will be there, and she gets to work, she gets to go to school, she has a love interest. So I think, these are things that are persuading her to maybe go against her sister and stay. Because if Hook was undercover at Omaha and the campus colony, then what's to say that Mason isn't undercover in the CRM to watch Hope and maybe be a love interest to Hope? Then we get to see Elizabeth addressing the other communities, addressing Portland and probably surrounding communities that the CRM are over, about what happened with the campus colony and Omaha and their fall. And this is a way for the CRM to get a message out saying, we'll protect you, we have to come together, we have to be stronger now. And look, it's just propaganda because the CRM are the ones who took out these communities. And Elizabeth talks about General Beale. So that's a character that I think will pop up in the Rick Grimes movies. But she's giving this speech, but she knows what really happened. She massacred those people, which is terrible. Then we get another flashback between Hook and her mother before she left for Omaha. She puts the scar on her own face. One of the guards has to break her arm to make it look even more realistic that she isn't from the CRM and isn't undercover. And Hook just breaks down because she's thinking about all the stuff she had to go through because of her mother, and it just is really affecting her and all these mental scars that she now has, and the guilt of lying to her friends about who she was and what she was doing and now having to face those consequences. And it kind of mirror images what Elizabeth's going through as well, because she's lying to these communities, to these people. It has to have a toll on her as well, but Elizabeth's just really a great villain in my point of view because, she's very, very cold and she's very brutal, and maybe she's afraid of the higher ups in the CRM as well, or maybe she just believes in this big mission that the CRM is doing, and we don't know yet what the CRM is up to. Why are they killing off these communities? It just makes no sense right now, and I'm sure in the next few episodes we will find out what they're up to, and maybe this will tie into the Rick Grimes movies. But this episode, guys, it had some nice information in it. My favourite part was probably the flashbacks, Omaha with Hook, and this speech from Elizabeth about talking about Portland as well, saying we have to come together stronger with Portland now next. I wonder how big that community is. Maybe Rick is there, I don't know, but we'll have to wait and see. But this episode was my least favourite, but it wasn't terrible. It just had a lot of boring elements, not a lot of action, not a lot of progressing the story further even more. But maybe you disagree, maybe you love the episode, let me know below. Give it a thumbs up, guys, subscribe to the channel, really appreciate it.